Okay, in today's video, I'm going to show you another old school. Take your cheap brush on super glue, put a little bit right there on the collar. All you gotta do is just a little bit. Don't take much at all. That's just to hold the thread. I'm gonna do it the same way. I'm gonna use the same thread. This is 210 denier. This is what I tie bass jigs with. Really don't need this, but this big, this much strength, but it's all right. It still works. I'm gonna show you how just to use what you got. You ain't gotta buy a whole bunch of stuff to make the same jig. I'm gonna make the same jig 4 different ways. And see, I still got my old 4-year bucktail. Still got plenty of hair. Ain't no telling how many. I'll probably get another 1,000 out of it. Alright, so let's cut us a little piece off of it. Let's keep the same thing. Just don't get too much hair. Just a little bitty piece of hair. See, just a little bitty piece. Gonna do it the same way. About a 1/4 inch behind the hook. We want it small as possible. We want it to look like a fry. And then just go around it. A couple of loose wraps. I usually start right at the hook so I can split the hook. I want to split the hook with the hair to start with. And sometimes I take it out of the vise and I just put it down below it like that so it spreads a lot easier without standing up. Put a couple tight wraps to hold it. And just keep going around the same way we did the other one. Just keep going around with just little bitty small pieces. See, just little small pieces. All different lengths. See, it's all different lengths. You don't want it all the same length. Because in the water, it's going to all come together anyway. But bait fish ain't got no big wide tail. Minnows have got a little bitty skinny tail. So that's our goal. Just keep working around it. Just cut little pieces off. Ain't gotta be nothing. You don't want to put one big one on there, because then it ain't. The whole key to this is making sure it's even all the way around. Just keep going all the way around with even. If you put one big clunk on there, 9 times out of 10, there's gonna be more hair in one spot than the other. So it's not gonna look right in the water. Now I know to your eye, it's not gonna look no different. But we ain't got an eagle eye. Fish has got eagle eyes. Boy, they can see. They are just like an eagle. They got a lot better vision than we do. They can see this water in plum, red clay, blood looking water. I mean, it's so muddy, you can't even see this jig inches under water. And still catch bait. Just wind them in. Because there ain't nothing on the water. There ain't nothing else you can make that looks more natural than this. I mean, this looks just like a bait fish they're gonna eat. But I'm gonna throw a little more trick in this, because this is a bismuth jig. It's a lighter head than lead. And the first The first one yesterday I made, that's a lead head. Just pure old lead head. That's all this is. No color, no nothing. Just pure lead head. I mean, pure bismuth head. It's called bismuth metal. It's lighter than lead. In the last video, I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna show you on the scales what the difference is. They're all gonna look basically the same, but I'm gonna show you what the difference is. You might say, "Oh, well, that don't make no difference," but I'm telling you it does. And then lock it in, lock the hair in. See, I put a few extra wrap. All right, on this one, this is to represent a real metal. So what I got here is some black crystal flash. It's black. And just get one piece. You don't need but one strand of it. And then put it on the side. Go to the side of it. This is kind of bent on the end. Let me chop the end of it off, because there's plenty here. We ain't gonna use that much. Then what you want to do is just measure down the side about the same length that the hair is. It ain't got to be perfect, because they ain't got this on the tail no way. And what this is going to represent here, and then fold it over. And then put a couple securing wraps on it. And then measure it out. Chop it off. See how I done that? I only use one. I put it on there. Then I fold it over. And tied it in another one. You only need a couple pieces. A couple of strands. What this is going to do is make it look like a ladder line. You ever seen a funnel? They got that black line down the side. That's what this represents. And you want it right down the side of it, so it looks just like a mantle. And then in the sunlight, this has got flash to it. In pure muddy water, you got the black there and the little crystal flash. Just still give it some color. And see, I still got all that left to do the next one. And then just tie it in. And that's it. And this jig is pretty much done. Now tie it in good though. I mean, put the pressure on it. See how that jig is moving? I ain't holding back. I mean, I'm putting the wraps to it. But you don't want it as big as the head. You want it to have an angle going back. And then get your whipping tool. See, same little whipping tool. Go 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cinch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cinch it down. See, it won't move now. You ain't even got to put no glue at this point. I'm telling you, it won't never come undone. Chop it off. But I always do. I like to use this super glue. This brush on super glue. It's cheap. I mean, you get this whole bottle here for just a couple dollars. And then just wipe it in. And this ain't no expensive vise or nothing I'm using here. But it will hold a shark hook. You can see in my previous videos where I put a shark hook in it. And see, if you get into tying your jig, just go ahead and get you one like this. Go ahead and get you one like this. It ain't about $35. And this here tie a shark hook or this little bitty tiny jig. Look how little hook that's got. I mean, that's a number 8. I mean, look how little that is. I know on the camera it looks big, but I'm telling you, it's a number 8. It's so little, it's about big. Use your pinky nail. All right, that's it for today. Like and subscribe. See how this black looks just like a ladder line right down the side. That's how simple it is to catch bait. Crappies, perch, brim. This here just wind them in. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. The next one's on the way.